Very good. And now today start with the water. Water itself is mostly related with our life. How this can be related with our life? Because water controls our activities, daily activities, natural activities. So many adverse effects are also because of the water itself. So water questions in our life, and here we are mentioning what about the causes the water affects on our life. For example, natural disasters which are also because of the water resources available on our planet. Drought, one of the adverse effect because of the water resources. Is similarly we have so many health hazards with us. So today we discuss about the water resources. There are two different types of water resources: the surface and underground water. The underground water is the below earth, and surface water that is on the earth. So there are so many examples. Before going to there, we have the different natural resources available on earth, and those are the forest resources, one of the green belt of our planet. The water resources, that is the hydrosphere part, mostly available in the seas, mostly available in underground water. Then we have the mineral resources, those are also important. Energy resources, non-renewable and renewable energy resources. Food resources, what we are using different food for doing work to get the energy. Then we have the land resources. Land resources for whatever we have the infrastructure, whatever different cities and different residentials, commercials. So many land itself is also for the agriculture produce. So land resources are also important. So going all of those six major resources on our planet, the one of the major resource, one of the beautiful, whatever the natural beauty, as well as one of the sustainable for human beings. Why sustainable? Because every person needs 2 to 2.5 liter of drinking water per day within 24 hours. That is only for the purpose of drinking. Whereas other needs are also there. We are cooking the food, we need the food. Food is also undergo the cooking process, so that is also needs the water. So whatever other industrial aspects, for example, sugarcane industry, that also needs agriculture, produce agriculture also needs the water. So there are certainly water is one of the marvelous material. So before going to there, whatever the sustainability of ourselves, health issues are also correlated with the water available. So surface water, what all of you know about the different oceans and seas, for example, Indian Oceans, for example, Antarctic, uh, that Arctic and Antarctic nearby that also the the major things ice also there, that is also the surface one. Ice, uh, Arctic, ice in Antarctic, and ice also, for example, Greenland. So also, for example, in high hill areas. So that is, for example, Gangotri, Yamunotri. So that is the surface water, ice. Ice itself, that is a solid form of water. Then we have the different rivers, the major rivers. Nile River, where is that particular Nile River? Amazon River, where is that? Here in India, the great river is the Ganga River, that is mother of ourselves. And this is about 2,500 kilometer run from the Gangotri to the whatever the Bay of Bengal. So Here we have to see then certain other Yamuna River, Krishna River, Godavari River. So all those are the surface. Whatever the Brahmaputra, where is the Brahmaputra River? So all those Chambal River is so surface. Then we have the different dams. So surface water, then ground below the ground, and that is also the underground water, where we are for example the wells, the dug wells. So here, because of the technological issues are changed, so we have the tube wells, and we put the energy by which the underground water itself is exploited. It is underground water is excavated. So therefore we have we are using greatly the underground water, and also surface water. Surface water whenever we are using, because underground water itself is exploited more and more. In Rajasthan, certain districts have the dark zones. So there, because the surface, the underground water uh, deepens and deepens. So it is very difficult to take the underground water, because the deepness of that water reaches up to 400 feet. Below 400 feet, then we have 800 feet. In somewhere there is no water, so scarcity of water. So now, certainly because of the water resources, all of you know about the monsoon very one, that is of the Indian part, most one, because India have the geographical benefits, and that is the monsoon there is because of the geographical structure, geographical area of in South Asian countries. So here, if suppose more and more, all of you know about the Cherrapunji, where maximum rainfall is there. So what happen is, certainly if rainfall is more and more, because of the climate conditions, because of the climate change, climate issues. So therefore, if simultaneously more and more rainfall is there, and this flood is also in, recently we have the Mumbai, what happened recently in the Himachal Pradesh, in whatever in Kashmir, recently the cloud burst occurs. So therefore, the flood appears because of the major whatever we have certain other anthropological activities, human activities, because of the surface area is mostly covered with the uh, cemented covering. So flood appears simultaneously. Flood appears within short period if rainfall is more and more. Then we have scarcity of rainfall that appears, that will be caused the drought, because that will be because of the monsoon system, whatever that control how rainfall. All of you know the water undergo heating with the sun, then this go to water vapors in atmosphere upward, then condense, and then water, and then fall is the rainfall. Whatever. So here one most thing is that recently Rajasthan and Haryana have the memorandum of understanding for the water dispute. Similarly, Pakistan and India have also the treaty, whatever that, and because of the most sensitive issues, therefore the water reverse conflict itself is there, because here in India there is the five rivers include. So the flow of the river flow from whatever the from India to Pakistan. So there may be certainly whatever we have also the state conflict, countries conflict. Then we have the continent conflict, whatever the Panama River, Panama Nehar, whatever the certain Suez canal. So those are the also intercontinental uh, conflicts or whatever the countries. There are certainly what we have the other uh, rivers. Rivers are also there. So there is certainly the conflicts in between the countries, in between the states, in between the cities. That is the major issue. Then we have certainly the problems appears because water itself is used overall. Now, what is this? This is the life. How this is life? Because 80% of our body composition measure is the 80% is the water. And why this water itself gives the miracle in our body? This is particularly H2O, two hydrogen, one oxygen, then H2O. So this is the chemical, whatever the, but this become material because water itself takes all of the elements, all of the cations and anions and form a water. So in a drinking water, there are so many anions and cations. All of you know about the calcium. So the calcium itself from where? From the mineral resources, and that is present also in water resources, magnesium, sodium, potassium. So different cations or different elements and anions are in water, the material what we are using, that particular groundwater or surface water. So there are so many minerals, so many minerals are there, so that become the water material. Now uh, most important characteristics of water is there because the room temperature, because our living conditions, the state of water is liquid. So that's we have, this is also one of the important issue. This is universal solvent because this is universal solvent by which we can say the our different nutrients. For example, if suppose we have the blood test, then we are the tests of the different elements, calcium we have, the vitamins we have, the sodium test is in blood test. So different nutrients which are present in water, so this is, and as well as when we eat food, so their different nutrients are carried by water. So that's why this is one of the marvelous material in our life for human being. Another, high surface tension. How can that water is rise in the plants? If suppose 400 feet height plant is there, and there the rise from the root to the up tip of the plant. So that is also one of the important property of water. The surface tension, high surface tension. So this can rise easily at great height. Great height, different plants, whatever you have to see the Amazon forest where you can have the Gir forest. We have the northeastern region. We have the valleys, whatever in Kashmir valley. So more most high plants are there. So at the tip of the plant, top of the plant, water is rise. That is the property, high surface tension. So this, and one more thing is there, we are using the ice. Here also using the ice cream like that. So that is also the property. This is anomalous expansion. It freezes, it expands instead of contacting. I think all of you know about the ice cream. So in case of the ice cream, when it is freezes, then it expands. So if we have the volume of water and then the volume of ice, there is difference. So these are also anomalous expansion properties. So let's see how the properties are marvelous for the water. Now here, whatever high this marvelous material, the sustainable material water. This the question is the fresh water. Certainly, there are we have the different water resources, and in domestically those water is, itself is purified with different water purifiers. So here what happen in nature, this one the fresh water layer of sediment or rocks that is highly permeable and contains water in an aquifer. So those particular rock systems, the water is collectively capped, and that is in two form. The that source is called the aquifer. First one, the confined, which are sandwiched between two impermeable layers of rock sediment recharge where it can intercept the land resources. Second one is because the property itself is infiltration down in the ground. This is because of the gravity of the earth. So therefore the water itself infiltrates down. The second one is unconfined aquifer, and this is overlaid by permeable earth. This is recharged by water seeping down from the earth. So this is water having the automatic techniques, how this can be purified in underground, how this can be down gravitational force because of the Gangotri to so the Bay of Bengal. So that Gange goes to from there the gravity down form. So here one most adverse effect of water, if water is scarce on our earth, then certainly this is mentioned by water itself is drought. What happens when annual rainfall is below normal and less than evaporation? Drought conditions are created. Certainly, that is a meteorological phenomena. Whatever the monsoon, here we have to see because of the certain human activities, anthropogenic causes, grazing, deforestation, mining, because in case of the mining so many blasts occur. So therefore the water resources are disturbed for that. This particular, all these things, deforestation is also, so that is leads to desertification. Whatever we have different deserts, even in Jammu Kashmir, though whatever the Ladakh, whatever the height, there is also desert area. So we have, so it is very difficult to proper crop plantation, because food produce itself is also one of our best food resources are also needed by the human being. So today I have covered whatever the water resources, one thing, what are the great properties of water, and water as a materials, and water the one of the certain meteorological issues and the scarcity of water that can be leads with the drought condition. So marvelous material itself. So thanks for all of you. Have any questions, any queries, and then put all those queries on comment box. Any question answer you can put all those in boxes. Okay. So I think all of you have great day.